Hi, my name is Cereta Gibbons, and I'm the owner for Comprehensive Grants Management. Comprehensive Grants Management has a 65% grant writing success rate, while other grant writers are at 25% or even below. Today, I'm here with Tommy Curcio. Hi, Tommy.
Hi, Sarita. How you doing?
Pretty good. So, Tommy is our grant manager here at Comprehensive Grants Management. And recently you worked on the YouthBuild grant.
Yes, I did.
Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
So last year we actually wrote the YouthBuild grant and we won 3 out of the 4 awards for housing authorities. We won it for Natchez Housing Authority in Mississippi, Thomas Housing Authority in Georgia. We also won it for Eufaula Housing Authority in Alabama. So we did excellent. And this year you had the great opportunity to work on the 2018 Youth Build Grant. Do you have anything, any type of insight that you would like to share?
The Youth Build is a very interesting program, and it as far as grants go, there's a lot involved in putting together a Youth Build package. The
Can you tell me what the Youth Build Grant is actually about for people who actually don't know
Sure.
what it is about?
Yeah, the Youth Build Grant it's to take youth between the ages of 16 and 24 and put them in a program where they can get their high school credential, whether it be a GED or high school diploma, and at the same time you're giving them job skills and you're giving them leadership skills and life skills, so they can either the outcome would be they would either be employed or they would move on to a higher education program at the end of the Youth Build time.
Ah, that's
Yeah,
really
it's
good.
a very good program, and it's also the good thing about it. Well, I guess it's a cross-agency program because it comes from the Department of Labor, but it fits very good with HUD people from HUD. So, like you said, housing authorities.
Right,
So yeah,
right.
I mean, it's
Because they're the actual group
Yeah.
that house the exact population that this grant want to serve,
exactly.
isn't it?
Yeah, they have a built-in audience for the need of the grant.
Yeah,
So,
they're the perfect applicant
I
for
agree.
it. So how much money, because that's always the first question that people ask
me
us
the
when
money,
they call,
right?
yeah,
Show
show us
me the
the
money.
money. How much money does this grant actually award their applicants?
Last year they had you can request up to $1.1 million, and it does seem to change on an annual basis. It seems to be growing. Their funds seem to be growing.
Does that mean they're funding more applicants?
Yeah, they're funding more applicants, and it seems they're diversifying their funding too, which is a great thing too. Which they're looking to fund existing programs plus new programs every year. So if you are a Youth Build and and you need us to recertify, you can do that. And if you're new, we can definitely do that for you too. So,
That's pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So, with a grant of this size, $1.1 million in grant award, there must be some really heavy requirements in the grant application, right?
Yeah, this is unique because they do require 3 different narratives from you. They have a what they call a match narrative, a budget narrative, and a project narrative. To start the simplest one, the match narrative, that's going to explain all the matching funds that you're providing for the grant.
So for people who don't know, a narrative is actually just words on a page that explains what the project is about, if it's the project
Correct.
narrative. Words on a page to explain your budget, if
Yeah.
it's the budget narrative, right?
Correct,
So
yeah.
that's the narrative.
Yeah, and then like you were saying, the Department of Labor puts out the announcement, and in the announcement, it's going to have very specific instructions on how to complete these narratives. So if you're they say on those stunt TV shows, don't try this at home. Well, if you're going to try this at home, if you're going to take a crack at grant writing, you just have to make sure the best tip I would give anyone is you've got to know that NOFA, know those instructions, and make sure you're following every key, every instruction to the letter.
And the NOFA is the notice
Yeah.
of funding
Sorry,
availability.
I forget. It would be the notice or the announcement. It's some NOFA,
Okay.
and or some people call it the FOA, funding opportunity announcement.
So the YouthBuild project narrative, it was 25
25
pages,
pages,
right?
correct.
25 pages
Pages,
strong.
yes. Yeah.
Okay, when you wrote those 25 pages, what did you learn about it when you were constructing it?
I learned everything. I mean, it's a very funny way to say it, but in order for me to properly answer what they wanted, I had to become a youth build expert. So that means I had to download all the youth build program and operation manuals. So like if I were to tell you step by step, my first step would have been my research process, which would have been downloading the youth build project manuals and the operation manuals and familiarizing myself with how a youth build program operates.
A lot of people don't know that when they're actually writing a grant. They only look at the grant announcement.
Correct.
They don't realize that there is a lot of resource tools sometimes available that they have to become very familiar with and become the expert on those
Correct.
tools to help them to actually compose the grant
Yeah.
application,
I definitely
which
agree
you
with that.
had to
Yeah.
do, right?
Yeah, I definitely had to do that. You have to, when you look at the announcement, they're going to, under review criteria, they're going to have a breakdown per point what the project narrative contains. And they're going to have questions, specific questions. And the way I design my approach is I take those bullet points and I turn them into questions for myself to guide my research. And then I use those same questions to guide my writing because they have a specific order and then they have a specific amount of information.
Right.
So when you are creating this narrative, you have to use what they provided you. You have to answer exactly what they're asking you. And you also have to do it in the order in which they asked you.
That's
for it.
key,
That's
isn't
key,
it?
yes.
Because sometimes they ask a question and you want to provide more information than they're actually asking about or different information. But the key is you have to answer exactly what they are asking for.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
very true. Yeah, and you also, the one thing I would say is you do have an opportunity to be creative and use your creative skills in that, but at the same time you can't go down the wrong path. You have to
Yes.
make sure that you're sticking, because you have to realize that the person that's reviewing this grant has, who knows how many hundreds of applications they're going to look at from around the
across
country.
Yes.
Yeah. So you want yours to be the one that pulls their attention and answers their question right away, because you want it to jump out at them. You want the knowledge they're asking for to jump right out at them off the page. So creativity mixed with, I guess it would be being specific to the information requested is what I would try to approach. Yeah.
Are there any other final keys that you would like to share? If there was one thing you wanted to share about the Youth Build in dominating it and writing a stellar application, which enabled us to win 3 out of the 4 housing authorities last year, if there's anything you wanted to share, what would it be?
I believe it would be to have a solid research base and to be the subject matter expert, be a youth build expert before you sit down at your computer to write. And I think that wins probably 3/4 of the battle for you right there.
Because you're more knowledgeable going into it, right?
You can answer the questions, correct?
Yeah, that's very true. Well, thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me. I appreciate it.
Okay. So there you have it. Us at Comprehensive Grants Management, we do more than write grants. We do massive grant research so that we can win those grants, which is why we have a 65% success rate when other grant writers, they're at 25% and even below. So thank you so much for your time, and please give us a call. We'll post the number above or below or sideways. Thank you again. This is Cereta Gibbons, the owner for Comprehensive Grants Management.